Good morning and welcome to Backyard and Beyond. I'm guessing that most of you don't need to know about humidity in your home. You may have heard it all. You know pretty much that it's low in your house unless you have added humidity in some way. You walk across the carpet and touch something, get a shock. Your nose dries up really bad at night. And in addition, you may not notice as much, but your furniture is drying out, wood floors are drying out. And all of this, of course, is not good for your home, and it's not good for you because it does increase the possibility of colds and other respiratory problems. So having adequate humidity in your home is something that you probably want to try for, and there are several ways to do that. By the way, an indoor humidity level less than 30% is too dry, and humidity is the amount of water vapor in the air. And of course that vapor does come from many places. There is, even though it's very dry, there's still some moisture in the air even at this point. And as you let air come into your house from outside, you get a little bit of humidity, but of course much, much, much less than would be in the summertime. And in the summertime, we're concerned about having too much humidity. So I guess it's just one of the situations we have as we live, especially in a northern climate. At this time of year, we're worried about that low humidity. If we're in the south, especially in the summertime, we're worrying way more about high humidity. So there's always a little challenge. There's a challenge in life about a whole lot of things. Well, in terms of adding humidity, probably the best way to do that, but also the most expensive way to do that, is to add a humidifier to your furnace if your furnace didn't come with such a thing. So check that out. If you haven't checked on your furnace lately, that may be, when you get a furnace check and you haven't done that yet, you could still do that and check out about does your furnace have a humidifier? Is it working? And if not, could you add one if that's the route you want to go? And then, of course, there are the electronic humidifiers, the small ones that you can buy and place in your home, and they can be a big plus. And you may want to decide how many of those you want and which rooms that you want them in. If you suffer from dry skin or nosebleeds, you may need to purchase that humidifier to place in the appropriate part of your home. And you may even see a significant improvement in health if you have had really low humidity and you add more humidity in some way. And of course, I think all humidifiers that I know about, and I don't know about all of them, but most of them have a control so that if the humidity gets to that perhaps up to 45%, it could go that high, and then it will shut off so that you don't get the humidity too high. So those are a couple of mechanical ways to add humidity, and some of those old-time ways to add humidity still are useful. They take longer, they take more water, they take more paying attention to them, but you can place a container of water. Better if it's sort of a wide mouth, not just a little jug, but a pan, something that will let water evaporate, and set it next to or over a heating vent, and even letting water sit out where the sun hits it so that it warms up will help get some of that water evaporating. If you are using the oven, that's a good time to set the pot of water on top of the stove because there is additional heat that comes up through the oven and will make that water evaporate a little bit more. And of course, if you're cooking and you want to leave the lid off the pot, that will take a bit more energy and a bit longer to do your cooking. I'm not sure that's a good thing to do in terms of the cooking, but it does put humidity into your home. If you have an electric stove when you're cooking, of course, just leave some water sitting on that warm burner after you have finished cooking, and again, that will help to get more water evaporated. If you have a dryer for your clothes, and most people do, Well, maybe this is a time you want to dry all or some of your clothes not in the dryer, but by hanging them up, either in the laundry room or perhaps, man, if you want to really get old-fashioned, you can get one of those wooden clothes racks and put it in another room. Your clothes certainly will not dry in the same way and not as quickly, but if you'd like to save electricity or gas, whichever way your dryer is powered, and you would like to add more humidity to your home, well, that's one way to do it. You know, all of these kinds of things have some kind of cost, and I think in terms of drying clothes on a drying rack is one of those that takes more time, and the results aren't quite as nice. If you may have more wrinkles in your clothing, towels aren't quite as soft, so you have to kind of choose, is that really what you want to do? We've talked about leaving the pot of water on the stove even when you're not cooking, or leaving it in the sunshine. And here's one that's easy for some folks, not so easy for some other folks, and that is add houseplants to your home. If you love plants, it's an easy thing to do. If you say, oh, I don't have a green thumb and I'll just kill them all, well, then maybe this isn't the one for you. But houseplants are a great way to add moisture to your home, and of course you can have them in a number of rooms. Not only will you be adding moisture to the air when you're watering the plants, but plants naturally add moisture to the air all by themselves. Plants recycle water by a process known as transpiration, and the United States Geological Survey explains that transpiration occurs as moisture travels through plants from the roots to the pores on the bottom side of the leaves. Moisture is released through the pores and into the atmosphere. The more plants you have in your home, the more humidity you will have. So you could do your own little forest kind of thing. Some people like little plants, groups of little plants, and other people like big plants. Whatever, they all will help add moisture to your home. When you take a shower, leave the bathroom door open after you're finished, and that will help get humidity throughout your home. You could even put a little fan in the bathroom to move that moisture into other rooms. So try to get it kind of out throughout the house, and that will help. Now here's another one that could be really kind of fun, but takes a little more work, takes some equipment, and that is get some fish. A fish tank with no lid, depending on the kind of tank you have, or a lid that you leave partially open will increase the moisture content. And in addition, if you'd like to take a little break and sit and watch your fish, it can be very relaxing. But as I said, that could add a little bit of work too, because you need to keep the fish tank clean and you need to feed the fish. If you have some kids, that will probably you need to watch so the fish don't get fed too often, because it's great fun to feed the fish. Another item that you might purchase is a small, inexpensive indoor fountain, and these have been much more readily available over the past few years because it's been a popular kind of thing to add for decor. But it can help you relax if you like that sound of water. But it also, especially as it's traveling through the fountain, and that will help the water evaporate more quickly than just a standing pot of water. So it will get that water throughout the home. If you like that sound of water, it's relaxing to you, this is a good way to add moisture to a bedroom and help put you to sleep, help you relax. So there are a number of ways that you might add humidity to your home. Some of them, as I say, take a little more work. Some of them continuous work. Others are pretty simple, like just leaving a dish or a pan of water sitting on your cooking surface. You know, that's a pretty simple thing to do. Will get some more moisture in your kitchen. Or, as we mentioned, you could scatter them throughout your house, and then you've got to check on them, make sure that there's some water in them. And a part of this depends on whether you have small children in your home. If you have very small children, you probably find them playing in the pan or pot of water. Or if you have pets, they probably are going to drink water out of anything they can find. Even if they have a special pan for their own water, hey, anywhere they can find it, they like to lick up that water. So, depends on your situation. But whatever your situation, it's a really good thing to think about. What is the humidity level in your home, and what really quick, small ways or larger and more expensive ways can you put some humidity in your home to keep your home in better condition and keep you in better condition. So, until tomorrow, here's a thought. Tomorrow actually is one of the greatest labor-saving devices of today.